Hello, hello, hello. It is such a day, such a mighty fine day. Woo! We're going to talk about seeds and weeds. But first, I'm going to tell you about Singing for a Lifetime. It's my online women's group. We meet every week, and the exercises are changed every week. We do chest, head, and the mix, okay? So check it out at marquitawaters.com. Also, I have the vocal workout course, and in that course I have 3 modules, and I have different exercises that go over the chest, the mix, and the head or falsetto. Okay, and you have those exercises with me helping you, but also without me, so it's just the audio. You can do different vowels, and you could do phrases from your songs if you would like. Okay, check that out also at marquitawaters.com. So now we're going to talk about seeds and weeds. You know, when people come in and they start taking lessons, a lot of times they go, you know, how long is it going to take me to really see some results? And it differs with everybody. But one thing is true. If you're not already a singer, and then again, there's other things that singers have to work with that takes a while to see the progress. So that's when it's a seed. And so the analogy is, you know, you're planting a seed right now. You're starting off with something. Say it's your career. Say it's just starting singing lessons or starting singing or recording. Or, you know, any goal, going into the gym, losing weight, starting a job, writing a song. Okay, you plant a seed. You got to water it, but you don't see anything. You're watering, and for a while you don't see. You know something's happening, but you don't see the progress. And all of a sudden, roots start to form. But this is a hidden time. You don't see the progress. It's all underneath. And so you have to have faith in this time. And a lot of times people are like, you know, I'm trying here, and I have to encourage them, look, you're moving along. It's not as much as you would like maybe, or it's something that you feel like, I'm not seeing any progress, or I'm moving along, but I'm just not sure. In these times, you got to have faith. You got to have faith that what you're doing is going to work. You have to have faith if you've got a coach like myself, that you got the right person. Make sure that you do. You've got to have faith in yourself and a faith that you can make it through this time. Okay, body, mind, and spirit. All right? In your mind, you got to work it. Your body, you got to do the practical stuff. And in your spirit, you got to be believing in yourself. And then you start seeing a bud. Then you start hearing a little difference with your sound. You start, okay, I got the first chorus in that song that I was writing. You're recording and, you know, things are starting to come together. You went to the gym. You're starting to see some results. You're starting to get muscles. When I first went to the gym, I didn't know anything. I just kept looking at people and copying what they were doing. I had no idea what I was doing, but after a while, I started to get the idea. I started to work with it, okay? And I saw some results. Was it easy to fall back? Yeah, but I didn't. I stayed with it. I thought, you know, I got to do this, okay? And so that's the time when the bud comes out and you start seeing some progress. All of a sudden, that bud opens up because you've been watering it, right? With hard work. You do that practical application. But then the weeds start coming in. It starts growing. Weeds come in, the bad thoughts. You know, what am I doing? I've been doing this for months, and I'm really not as good as I thought I would be. Or, you know, this is taking a lot of time, or it's costing me a lot. And it's taking up my time, and I've got to do this thing, I've got to do that thing, and what am I doing? The weeds come in. Your mind starts working on this way, backwards, and moving you away from your goals that you have. The thing is to not give in at that time. So your mind's working, and then your body, you know, why haven't I gotten any better? Why can't I write faster? Why am I always starting a song? And why? And what's going to happen? And, you know, am I going to be able to afford this? And, you know, I mean, is there any money in this? And you know, I love it, but, you know, it's only something I'm doing. And you start talking yourself out of your goal, out of moving forward and having that career. Because life happens. And then the spirit of you starts going down. You start disbelieving yourself. Well, really, I don't have the talent. You know, I could never be as good as this or that person. Sabotage. So you don't want to do that. You want to have courage. Discouragement means you're going away from courage. Encouragement means you're going towards, you're doing it, to do it, meant. To do that, whatever it is, either dissing or entering, and, you know. So I want you to keep remembering that at those times, you must fight. You've got to fight here, you've got to fight with that body, and you've got to fight with your spirit. Believe in yourself. Do not give up, okay? You will be so happy. But if you give up, if you allow yourself to go in that time, you know, you'll always wonder, and that's worse. At least if you try and keep trying, okay, because weeds come in, you just got to take those weeds out. And what do you have to do? You have to throw them in the trash, don't you? That's exactly it. You throw those weeds in the trash. You don't need them, okay? All right, so now the other thing is, you're having some success. You're blossoming, okay? Now, what happens is you might stop being hungry for success, hungry for practicing, hungry for things. Winds can make you lazy. So you have to stay hungry, okay? And stay encouraged towards doing that little hard work. Remember, you know, a lot of times when you've been singing for a while, and I'm just going to say pro. So you've had success, you're singing, period, I'm going to call it pro level. You know, you've got to keep, and I wrote it down, I have to remember what I said. I had one thing I wanted to say here. Okay, I said that, oh my gosh, you got to stay strong. No, I can't remember what it is, but hopefully it'll come to me. And it's lazy. You have to not get lazy. You have to stay hungry, because it's easy to get lazy. And I don't need to work out. I'm doing shows. You know, my voice is fine. No, you've got to go back to the basics and keep them going. And what if you have a problem? For me, going through my voice, I've had so many problems with my voice. And recently with the viruses going along, oh my gosh, it's right in my chest forever. And it's affecting my sound. It's easy to get discouraged. And you lose that, you know, that drive that you have. It's easy to say, oh, okay, well, I don't need to practice, and I'm tired, you know. No. You got to practice. Do a little bit as opposed to a much. If you're doing shows, do basic. Do the warm-ups. Remember before shows, you must warm up. Before you sing in the recording studio, you've got to warm up, okay? So the bottom line is body, mind, and spirit. To never get that laziness going in. Always continue with courage and continue. It's for a lifetime. Singing for a lifetime. That's what I mentioned in the beginning, right? It's for a lifetime. I'm doing it. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay? And I wanted to invite you also to come and go to marquitawaters.com, sign up for my newsletter so I can get closer to you and encourage you. Okay? All right. So, I know this has been helpful. Leave a comment. Tell me about your voice. Tell me about how you've kept going through discouragement. When you didn't feel like doing it, you're going to encourage somebody else. You will. I'm here for you, okay? Love you, okay? Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, ring the bell. I know. Because it's such a day, yeah. Such a mighty day, yeah. Ooh, such a day. Ooh. Bye. See ya later.